Hello, my name is Dr. Beach. This video is for a herb called DGL. Now, in my daily practice of Ayurveda, I probably use DGL cream more than any other product. DGL is licorice cream. Licorice in Ayurveda is called Yastimadhu, which means woody root that tastes sweet. Licorice contains a substance called glycyrrhin, which can cause sodium retention in some patients. Vajra Mishra said he never had a problem using licorice in India. However, in our Pitta Vata predominated culture, it became an issue. So he decided to only use DGL. So be careful using products that contain raw licorice if you have a tendency for high blood pressure. I once had a patient who was using the product with licorice and he was taking blood pressure medication at the same time. He switched to DGL and his blood pressure dropped way too low because the medication levels was set too high once the glycerin was removed. Now, DGL has many wonderful effects, but the most important one in my clinical practice is that it can open inflamed channels while keeping them cool. In this day and age, most of our patients demonstrate some level of inflammation. Inflammation is the biggest health issue in healthcare today. That's because of a buildup of inflammatory toxins called Visha, or poisonous toxins. My colleague, Dr. Teitelbaum, explains this in a way that if you leave your dirty dishes in the sink for a couple of weeks, what's growing on the plates is Visha. Undigested residue called ama can get stuck in the tiny channels of the body, and after some time they become acidic and reactive. This is Visha. Thus the channel inflames and then swells. The dry, swollen channel is then unable to efficiently transport whatever substance it was designed for. This condition is what we see in so many patients when they initially present to us. DGL is able to cool and bind the Visha without heating that inflamed channel. That's why we use it so much. DGL has many other properties as well. It can help different kinds of swas or breathing problems. It's chakshusha, which means that it gives longer lifespan to the eye. It gives bala, or strength. It helps with ulcers because it has so much Soma, that cooling lunar energy. It can satisfy trishna, or a desperate kind of thirst. And it's caused when that kind of thirst is caused when there's so much Visha sitting in the physiology that it demands excessive Soma to counteract the inflammation and dryness. It's klahani. Klahani means that it helps a hangover or any toxic effect that makes the brain foggy. It gives good coordination to the mind. It gives varnya, which is improved complexion to the skin. It gives shushnigdha, which means that it oleates and lubricates the channels. Kesha, long, lustrous hair. And swarna. Swarna means that it improves the voice. Basically, DGL is somagenic. Soma is the lunar aspect of the pranic energy that's stabilizing, cooling, and lubricating. And as I mentioned, inflammation is rampant in our modern world. So think of it like boiling rice in water on the stove. When the water gets too low, then the boiling becomes so intense and hard, then the rice will burn. And like that, that's like inflammation in the body. So adding some warm water will stabilize the boil and cool the water to a good cooking temperature. This is how DGL works by delivering Soma to the physiology. It cools the aggravated Pitta dosha while opening and lubricating the Vata channels so that Kapha can be transformed into various forms and delivered to the targeted areas. So there are so many ways to use DGL, including special home aromatherapy, that I made a video just to cover and demonstrate all of those various protocols. So you can check out our blog for that video. In general, you can apply the cream to the whole spine, swiping downwards 7 times morning and evening. If you don't have someone to help you with that, then you can just put it on the neck and the low back. In the herbal glycerride, you can put 2 drops in 1 liter of alkaline spring water and just sip during the day. If you're using the raw herb, put 1 pinch in 16 ounces of water and boil, and then sip during the day. And just a general note about raw herbs is that they can create drug-herb interactions or strong detoxifying effects, so it's best to use them under the prescription of a trained Shakavansya Ayurvedic practitioner. Thank you.